case it vibrates. It doesn't make a lot of noise.
Doesn't matter. We're not professionals at this.
We were never professionals. Even after, 4 or 5 years?
This is year 5, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So,
I think we've just gotten worse.
That's consistent for sure.
Hey, man, we're busy people now. We got a lot of stuff to do. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Entertaining Stupid Podcast. We're finally back. First and foremost, I want to mention that this episode is brought to you by my parents, because I was hanging out with my dad yesterday, and he handed me $50. He's like, you look like you really need this. So, thanks, Dad.
Thanks,
Shout
Dad.
out to Mr. Mac.
Yeah. It's been a while since we all hung out. Had some things pop up, timing things or whatever, and we couldn't really record. So this is our first episode in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah. So I first thought I'd like to catch up with you guys, but I know what you guys have been doing the last couple of days. It's just been nothing but Diablo 4.
Yeah, we're playing like degenerates. Do we want to talk about that?
Sure.
I'll let Sylvan go into it first. I'm just a new player. I don't know much about it.
I like it. It's better than 3, for sure. Just gameplay-wise, I just like it more.
Okay, because I know going into the release, you had your reservations about playing it day 1.
Yeah.
You were gonna wait.
Yes.
That's just because of how the trend of Blizzard games has been going
lately, and because I pre-ordered Diablo 3 because Diablo 2 was my favorite game. I pre-ordered Diablo 3 thinking it was going to be, on par, or like even if it was a little worse, I'm okay with that because 2 was just phenomenal. And it tripped on the first turn. Like, it was just not even a comparison. It was super casual. The launch was like, the servers were shit. There wasn't a lot to do in the game. Like, I beat the game in like 3 hours.
Oh my god.
And it was just like, well, what do I do now? It took until like their first actual like DLC to actually make the game all right. And I was worried that the 4 was going to do that too, so I didn't pre-order because like right now I just hate pre-ordering, but I decided like I'm going to wait. I'm going to see, like, I know a bunch of people who are already going to get it. I'm going to ask them their first impressions, and if they say it's good, then I'll pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I waited a few days for you guys, Real, Dan and Graham, my brother's friends. So I was like, okay, is this worth buying? And they were all like, yeah, it's worth buying.
Yeah, like,
and they were right.
I've never played one before, so this is like my first experience into it. I just like the idea of like the power grind and just like the character grind and all that stuff, because I play another game like Destiny that's like that, and like all the loot you can get and all that stuff, and just always something to go for. Yeah, no, I really like it. Like, it's something that I was like really shocked. I didn't know if I could get used to that kind of camera angle where it's a little higher up, because it's not really my style of game like that. But you don't even really realize it after like 10 minutes. It's just like, oh, okay. And then like, it's more of just like, just seeing like you being able to customize your character, I think is really cool. I think that there's different builds you could do. Like, mine's pretty basic because I'm just playing like one class right now. But I know like for Sylvan and Rael's, like, they're polar opposites of what they're doing in their builds, and they're the same kind of class.
Same character, different builds.
So, I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff to do. I like that you're not limited to anything either. Like, you can for example, like there's this barbarian, you could do whirlwind, or you could go berserk, or you could do whatever. But you can just change your class out, like your perks, or refund it. I think that's awesome. So that you can just like, instead of being like, I invested everything into this character, but now I'm fucked because I did that. You're going, oh no, if you fucked up or whatever, if you want to do something that's better now, just revert. I'm like, oh, that's sick.
You gotta pay gold though.
Yeah, but I mean I think that's fair compromise, really. And it's not like it costs a lot either.
I think the first few don't cost a lot, but the more you switch, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah, well, but again, then you just go grind for gold. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's fair. So
gold is not exactly hard to get.
No. So I mean, like, overall, I think it's really cool. Like, I think that, I was listening to someone's review and they're like, oh, the dungeons don't feel like blah blah blah. I'm like, but to me, like, they feel really cool. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they're really good. And I feel like some of them are, like, 45 minutes, and you're like, this is awesome. Like, this is what you want. Like, you know what I mean? And it just blows by. So I've had a lot of fun in my first time ever playing this game. So.
I'm happy that the game is functioning because there's just so many AAA titles nowadays that are
I think you also got to give a credit to the team that, made this game, like, from Blizzard, because they're the hardcore of the hardcores that have been there since the beginning, and I feel like they probably got pushed to do 3 out the gate like that, and this time they delayed it a couple times.
Yeah.
And
4 had been in production for years.
And
I think now it's 4 shortly after and more.
I think the biggest credit to them is that literally it's like the smoothest launch I've seen in a very long time for a game with servers like that.
Yeah.
And all that.
Particularly a Blizzard game.
Yeah, like it took 2 minutes. Like it didn't even take a minute to get in.
There's no queue time.
There's no queue. Like you could just play whatever you wanted. It was awesome.
Like I've had a little bit of lag spikes, but nothing that was like.
And nothing like classic WoW launching. You're waiting 4 or 5 hours just to log in.
You couldn't do that.
Yeah. No, kudos to them. Like it's a great fucking game.
Okay, because one of the things we did look at while you guys were playing Diablo was that we looked into some of the other reviews of some of the shittier launches, and I want to read a couple of these. Was it the Lord of the Rings Gollum?
That was
on Steam.
That's a meme.
That game was just terrible. 41% of the people who own this game have jumped into the lava. 27% of the people who own this game have finished Chapter 1.
Yeah. I mean, that's one, like, too, like, usually, like, you can tell, like, if I'm on the, like, on the fritz, like, if should I get it or not, I'll watch gameplay for, like, 30 minutes of someone play, like, a Let's Play or something like that. Like, and you're like, okay, now that I see it, I'm like, definitely, like, that's right up my alley. Like, that's what I want to play. But then, like, something like Gollum, I don't know how you can not have seen what it looked like, but the entire time, like, I saw someone play beta gameplay, and it was, like, 2 weeks out before the launch, and it looked awful. I'm like, who the fuck is going to want to play this game? It's got worse graphics than, like, a PS3 game.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know this game, so I have to look it up.
Oh,
Okay, no,
it's so
look
bad.
Look at Smeagol and what was it? The
It's
one
called Gollum, I think, isn't it?
Gollum something.
Yeah, you'll see it. Dude, just go to the picture of Gollum versus Gollum from Lord of the Rings 2014.
Mostly negative. Okay,
Yeah,
next.
yeah. The one review I like.
Shadow of Mordor.
I've never taken drugs in my life. However, I'm pretty sure the frame rate drop while staring into Gollum's eyes is as closest to the real thing as you can get.
Dude, if you can look at the picture, it's Shadow of Mordor Gollum versus 2023 Gollum. There's a picture, like a side by side. So one looks exactly like it did in the movies, and it looks great, and it's from 2014. And then there's this Gollum that came out two weeks ago, and it looks so bad.
I love having schizo arguments with myself.
It is so bad, man.
Some of these are.
Yeah, you see the picture?
What the fuck?
Yeah, do you see the picture?
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man.
I love this game. My friend bought me this game, and I love my friend. I just played this game. I hate my friend now.
See, like,
This game is not finished.
the other problem too is that I think it's like just a studio that no one's ever heard of that is making this game. And I think like
But
you
how
feel
did you get the rights to a Lord of the Rings title?
I have no idea, but they have another Lord of the Rings. They have another Lord of the Rings.
They're
game
probably
coming, too.
owned by Warner Brother. Warner Brother owns all the rights to that shit now.
Oh, okay.
What they do need is just a trilogy with Shadow of War, like another one with Talion.
But like you had to know this was gonna flop.
Yeah. For sure you did. Like, I think they just said it's too fucked up and sorry, but here we go. I think there was a trailer that they had at E3 like 4 years ago that looked better than the final product.
That's usually what happens in E3 though. Like
No, but even like they changed the way Gollum looked like completely from.
oh yeah, it was the same thing for what is it? The Warcraft remastered.
Oh god.
Like the actual like ARPG.
Yeah. I mean, to the credit though, like this year's been pretty good for a lot of big games, like so far.
Yeah, so far.
Like I mean, Zelda, I've never played it. The Tears of the Kingdom,
really
but
good.
apparently that one's unreal.
Really good.
I thought Jedi Survivor. I bought it. It's incredible. It's like my favorite game so far this year.
It's a good game. The only issue I have with it is that it's EA.
Yeah.
EA's
See, this is the thing.
Servers have been really
This
bad.
is the thing. EA, not a fan of. Big fan of Respawn. Unfortunately, who's owned by EA? Because Respawn makes like Titanfall, they make Apex, they make this game, and they're fucking quality games. Like they're really good games. Like this Jedi Survivors, like I love the first one, Jedi Fallen Order. This is 10 times better than Jedi Fallen Order. Like the amount, there's like stances now with different ways you use your lightsaber or lightsabers and like the Force stuff you build. Like there's so much you can build into.
Nice.
It's awesome. The planets are incredible. Puzzles, awesome. Like everything's awesome. So I've had a blast so far.
And then Alan Wake is coming out.
So stoked for that one. Finally.
I remember when we played that at your place.
Yep.
At your parents' place. That was fucking years ago.
It's been like 13 years since that game.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that one. I've replayed it because they came out with like a remastered version. So I've been replaying that. What other game did I get to that I was playing recently? Oh no, I was just sorry. I had it for a long time, but I never really got into Ghost of Tsushima. That game's amazing too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Incredible.
It's really pretty.
Pretty, and the combat. It's almost kind of like a Zelda design to it, like for the prettiness, like where it's like I don't know, just kind of the animation's kind of the same. Or
Yeah.
It's just really pretty.
Okay. What else do I want to talk? I wanted to talk about movies too, as well. Because spoiler, I guess. Well, it's not really a spoiler. It's been mentioned before, but I went to go see Spider-Man.
I did too. I saw it.
Okay, and heads up, it's a 2-part movie. This is part 1.
Yeah, that was the part I
Okay.
didn't know about until the ending.
It's been stated before the release that they cut the movie up into 2 parts.
Yeah.
Just to make the flow better.
No, just make a 5-hour movie.
And I was sitting in the theater and I was watching, and when it sort of ends on a cliffhanger, like a 2-part movie usually does, there was audible like sighs throughout the theater. Like I'm like, did you guys not?
I had no idea. I was like, what?
And it really brought back into my mind when we went to go see the Hunger Games film.
Oh, fuck.
At some point, there was a 2-part movie, and I don't know why we all decided to watch the Hunger Games films together, but we did. So it was us 3.
But that one was different because they did say part 1 on that one.
But like we were sitting there watching the movie, and at the end of the thing, it says the Hunger Games Part 1, and then I can just hear Connor sitting next to me going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, no, I was like, I think it's just because it was getting so good towards the end of Into the Spot, like the second one.
Yeah.
You're like, you just wanted more and more. And like, it is a long movie. Like, it's like 2.5 hours, but it didn't feel long at all. Like, it just went so smooth. Like, it just went from thing to thing to thing. And
you were just sitting there and you just enjoyed every moment of it. You just
Yeah.
wanted more.
Yeah. And then they did leave it on. If you're gonna leave it on a good, like it's a really good cliffhanger that you left it on. To be honest with you. But,
Yeah. So go watch that. Sylvan, go watch that whenever it hits Netflix or whatever streaming services you're using now.
have you seen the
Pirate
first?
Bay.
Have you seen the first one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's better than the first one, I think.
Pornhub. That's where I watch all my movies.
That's one phenomenon that I will truly always enjoy. Was that whenever any of the Star Wars movies first came out, you could not read the comments in Pornhub because they were just spoiling everything.
Speaking of movies, though, have you seen the new Guardians Volume 3?
No, that is something I need to watch.
That one is actually the best Marvel movie since Infinity War, in my opinion.
I could see that.
And it is like on par with Guardians 1.
That's the thing. I burnt out on Marvel movies.
You know what
so
it is?
hard.
You know why
I'm like 10 movies behind.
I'm totally with you. This one you don't need anything really. It doesn't really connect anything, which is cool.
You need to know a bit of the ending of Endgame, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's all you really need to know about is the ending of Endgame, like, and stuff. Fuck, it's how many years it's been? Like 5 years,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So when Gamora's like not the Gamora before, like she doesn't remember any of them, right? Because it's different Gamora. So like,
different.
That's like but yeah, man, like this movie was incredible. Like it was awesome. doesn't connect to really anything, just the Guardians story, which is cool. And it's like on par with, I think it's almost better than Guardians 1, Volume 1. And that one's an awesome movie.
Well, that one just caught everyone by surprise.
Yeah. This one caught me, I think that's what it was too. It kind of caught me by surprise because I was so marveled out by stuff. But then I was like, holy shit, this was so nice to actually have something like this. And you could tell it was James Gunn's final send-off before he goes to DC, right? So like it was perfect. Like I thought it was an amazing movie.
How much money do you think the DC paid him to
jump ship? Oh crap! Holy shit! Like,
see, this is the
tens
problem.
of millions of dollars.
I know Marvel fucked up when they let him go, and then they brought him back, so they kind of fixed their mistake. But that just kind of soured it from there on, right? Like it just, and he's and then the other thing is too, they kind of like he had to adapt around shit that was happening because he had his own kind of plan for the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they kind of like put it into like the Avengers stuff, and he's like, oh fuck, no, I have to adapt to everything that you guys are doing, right? So, but yeah, no, like I haven't watched most of the new Marvel movies. Like I haven't watched, I haven't watched any of the TV shows really. The only one I watched was Moon Knight. I haven't watched the second Black Panther movie.
Me neither. I haven't watched any.
I haven't watched any of those. Like I wanted to see Guardians of the Galaxy because I really like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I watched it and I was like, holy shit, this was awesome.
Star-Lord fan.
Yeah, it was awesome. But I mean, I find that a lot of movies are fucking hard to watch nowadays too.
Well, especially now with the it's going to be interesting with the Hollywood writers' strike going on.
Yeah.
How things are going to start production, but like I find like a lot of Hollywood stuff is just movie-wise, it's either rehashes of old movies, reboots of old movies, or just like the randomest shit ever, like Cocaine Bear. Like,
yeah,
what executive saw that script and was like, yeah, I want to make that. That sounds fun. Probably someone on cocaine.
Probably. Actually, I do want to see that movie. It looks so stupid that I want to see it. But like, I heard it's really bad.
Like, are they trying to make like an actual like movie, or is it a very self-aware? We know that this is going to be garbage.
No,
kind
no.
of...
It's very slapstick comedy.
I think they were like,
it's not like a scary movie kind of.
Yeah, they were like going over the top. Like they were trying to do that on purpose, kind of. Yeah.
It's not like they're aware like a scary movie was, but it's just like. Who thought of this premise? Who decided and read the script and was like, yeah, no, that's what I want. That's what we're gonna dump a ton of money into.
Yeah, but then you think back to like cartoons in the '90s and like Johnny Bravo, and you're like, how do you explain this? Well, he's like a 25-year-old. His whole premise is he's trying to get laid, but he can't, and his best friend is an 8-year-old.
Yeah, but I mean, like cartoons themselves were initially a vehicle just to sell ads to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched like really anything like that in a while.
I mean, yeah, if you go back that far, you look at like Ren and Stimpy. What else was there?
Courage the Cowardly Dog
was kind of messed up.
Basically, that like 1995 era.
I remember a show called Animal Crackers, and I want to watch it again, but I can't find it anywhere.
Is it about like the actual like?
No, like they just call it like that, but they all look like that. Like they're like shapes of like them in the show are like the Animal Crackers. Yeah, because it's like a 2D one.
Yeah.
I wanted to like it was so funny like when I was a kid, but I can't find it anywhere. But like I don't actually the one show I watched because I don't really watch a lot of TV shows. Ashley's been watching, so I kind of got into it. Suits is amazing. Never saw it before. Really good show. And I finally finished Obi-Wan.
Okay.
And at first I was kind of like I think I watched like when it came out for release. Like I watched like the first 3 episodes and I just stopped. I was like, man, like I'm not really into it. But then I was playing Jedi Survivor, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll finish Obi-Wan now. So I finished it, and it's really worth it for like 15 minutes of a one scene. And you're like, okay, that kind of just justifies the entire show.
The entire show.
And it's pretty fucking sweet. So I was like, okay, it's not that bad. But I I tried. Like, have you guys seen the Book of Boba Fett?
Watched like the first.
I can't get in. I'm forcing myself to try to watch it, and I'm like, I can't enjoy this show. It's not very. And I'm like, this is why I don't like that Disney has. They're just pumping out all this shit onto us, and it's like, fuck, man. Like, I get that you paid like $3 billion for it, but like, it's just too much, man. And then on top of that, Indiana Jones. I know it doesn't come out till the end of June here. There was early reviews already on it, and it's like just getting shit pumped for how bad it is.
Is it worse than Crystal Skull?
Yeah, I got a 4 out of 10 on IGN.
Oh.
How's
Yeah.
it worse than the Crystal Skull? That movie was terrible.
Dude, Harrison Ford's like 85 years old. And it's just like, oh my god. And everything is so CGI, right? It's
Well, yeah,
just
because
like,
they turn back the time. They go back to his past a little bit.
yeah, it's just like, fuck, man. Like, and no one, like it's like, just do it. Like, I've been telling you,
if
like,
you're gonna make an Indiana Jones movie, you don't have to go time travel or aliens.
yeah.
Just make Indiana Jones fight Nazis. It
This
worked
is-
for the first 2 movies.
This is
It'll
it.
work again.
It's like Uncharted. It's just another adventure of Indiana Jones. It doesn't matter if it's not Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones anymore.
Yeah.
Get a guy that looks like him. You know what I mean?
There's a guy that looks
Like,
exactly like him that they used in that movie with Blake Lively, where she doesn't age. I'll find a picture of it. I can't remember what the guy's.
Well,
name
even
is,
the
but,
guy
like,
who
he
played like Han Solo looks like him in Han's, like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
this other guy looks like way more like
okay,
a young,
there you
Harrison
go.
Ford.
But yeah, like, just use someone like that. Like, that's what I would prefer to have, is something like just another adventure. Like, because every Indiana Jones movie, there's a character that he meets that's his friend. They have like a 2-second backstory. Oh, we did this in Vietnam, and you don't know what happened. But then you're like, I don't give a shit, because like, it just goes into the action, and that's what Indiana Jones is awesome.
Was Sony hoping that Uncharted would be the next Indiana Jones?
They fucked it up so hard, though. Like, they were for sure hoping that, for sure. The problem is, you made him too young. You just used a big name young actor, because it's like, okay. But Nathan Drake was never that young in any of the games. He's like, got like a charisma to him. Like, I think he's kind of got it, Tom Holland, but not to that extent. And then like Mark Wahlberg as Sully is just like, okay. And the story's just, that movie just was not good. But it just wasn't good at all, in my opinion.
Which sucks, because like they had so much good material. They could have.
Oh yeah.
They could have just made a shot-for-shot remake of the first one and
Oh,
have made.
dude,
money.
yeah, or Uncharted 2. Like, if they just did Uncharted 2, yeah, man, it would have been awesome. But, I mean, but then again, I think they're figuring it out, because I know HBO's doing the show for them, but Sony PlayStation Studios is a big part of, you know, they were, like, the head guy of Naughty Dog helped write the show for them, for The Last of Us. So, like, for HBO, like, so I think it's you know, they're on track with some stuff here. Like, they got some things going in the right way. So, and everyone, there's a lot of people out there who love that show, and they didn't even know it's a video game. So, you know what I mean? So.
All right. Up next, I want to talk about Nintendo and the Mario movie, because the word is that Legend of Zelda
Is getting a movie.
is getting a movie.
Is it a movie or a show?
It's a movie. I think it's a movie.
Oh, okay, it's a movie.
Yeah.
I want to see that one. I actually heard it's really good.
Yeah, like I heard the Mario movie is really good.
Yeah. Did you see it?
No, not yet.
No?
Interesting casting choices. I'm all for Jack Black being Bowser. I hear like that just absolutely makes it.
Yeah.
I question the choice of using
For Mario.
Chris Pratt
Everyone's
as
questioning
Mario when you have an iconic. It's not even acting, right? It's all CG. Like, the film's all CG.
Yeah, it's
why
voice
not
acting.
use the original voice of
acting.
Mario?
Yeah.
Apparently though, from people that I've like saw reviews on, they said he did a pretty good job though.
I mean, he's just Chris Pratt, right?
Yeah.
He's not
I heard
walking around with an
Luigi
Italian
is
accent.
perfect too. The guy who's Luigi. is
Charlie
perfect.
Day.
Charlie Day is Luigi's like perfect.
Charlie Day is a fantastic guy too. But like, yeah, it's like you have the original voice actor of Mario. Why not use the original voice actor of Mario?
Like, he's on payroll already.
Yeah.
I feel like that movie is probably kind of like a Lego movie. It just surprises people like how good it probably is. Like, cause the Lego movie surprised me.
Lego movie was good.
Yeah.
Now, my question with Legend of Zelda is that
Link doesn't
Link
talk.
has less lines.
Yeah.
He grunts and screams in pain.
I would love it if they just had Link not talk the entire
I mean,
time, just Zelda talking to him.
Granted, Mario doesn't really talk either.
Later on,
Like
in
later
on games, he talks a
But
bit
like
more.
the first, I don't know, 6 Mario games, he never said a word.
There's no audio with him. Yeah.
Just the woohoo.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
So,
no,
like-
that one's interesting though. Like, one, I guess it'd be kind of a Zelda movie. Hey, like which
timeline?
Man,
Yeah. what kind of
You have
animation
to
are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, granted, like the newer games are essentially movies with how
Breath
good
of the Wild
Breath of the
and- yeah.
Wild and the new one.
Yeah,
But I don't
just
think
like
Link
that.
talks in them either. It's just Zelda and Ganondorf.
But I mean, if you're gonna make a movie, you're just gonna have to suspend disbelief. Like, yeah, okay, Link doesn't talk in the games, but you can't exactly have a movie where the main character doesn't talk.
Yeah. I want the Legend of Zelda movie to be 10 minutes of Link breaking pots, and then another 5 minutes of him accidentally hitting a chicken and then being absolutely murdered, and it goes just the end.
No, he beats Ganon, but Ganon falls on a chicken, and then Link gets swarmed, and it cuts to credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's him. He walks into a shop because he needs to pick up gear, and all he's doing is just breaking people's pots.
that one's gonna be a challenging one, I think. But I mean, I don't know. I've never beat a Zelda game, so I can't.
I don't know. Yeah, you'd have to try and figure out what kind of timeline are you doing.
Yeah.
Or Ocarina of Time.
Well, and then
Majora's
it's like
Mask.
most of it's like dungeons and stuff like that makes the game awesome, right? So it's like, and what kind of animation do you do? Like, do you do like
I figured
Wind Waker? Do you do like
Yeah, I figure like stylized wise, you do something very similar to
To the Mario
Ocarina?
movie.
Mario movie.
Like,
Oh yeah. I just mean like
Pixar-esque.
the way the Link looks though. Like,
Oh,
is
no,
it gonna be?
You'd have.
Is it gonna be like Hyrule Warrior kind of like where like that kind
It
of
would-
style?
Well, it
it'd
depends
be-
on what.
Or are they gonna do like Link's Awakening, like the
No,
cartoon
would
one?
say-
Right?
I would think they would do.
I would think they would do the other one too.
I think they would do more Breath of the Wild style, just because that has a lot more artistic value to it than having, say, Toon Link
yeah,
on your
yeah.
screen.
Hey, I like Toon Link. You leave him alone.
That's what a lot of people like Toon Link though. That's
Toon
the
Link
thing.
walking around with that talking cap of his.
The real question is, why the fuck haven't they made a remake of Wind Waker to re-release? Because everyone wants that fucking game, man.
Wind Waker HD came out on the Wii U.
Yeah, but everyone wants it on the fucking Switch. They're like, give it to me.
Well, the Switch is going through their old N64 ports right now.
Yeah, because
they're
they
gonna
just
go through
redid
that.
Skyward Sword.
They're
like,
gonna
last
they're
year.
gonna redo that, and then they'll probably
They're gonna need another Switch for like upgrade here right away too.
that's what the OLED Switch is all about, right? That one's
True.
supposed to be the upgraded version. Yeah. I'm just thinking of like they also announced that they want to redo older films, like 80s films, and recast things there. Like they're in talks about it doing another Wicker Man,
like Nintendo or just in general.
just in general.
Yeah, it's because no one's got creativity, man. Like, just like Blade Runner sequel. Why the fuck did we need a Blade Runner sequel when the first one was awesome? I swear to God, I'll be livid if they actually ever reboot Back to the Future. I will be pissed.
They
will. They're gonna fucking do it,
Eventually, they're gonna reboot Back to the Future.
and I'll be so mad.
They're gonna reboot American Pie.
Yeah,
For another generation of horny.
I'll be
teens.
so fucking mad, dude. Because one, like, Back to the Future to me is like a perfect. Like, the films are like perfect. You're like, just leave it. Don't touch it.
Like,
It's
how do you-
perfect.
how do you recast Marty McFly? and
Yeah,
Doc
he's
Brown?
so perfect.
Like,
yeah,
you
dog.
can't-
The dog. You can't replace the dog.
They originally had someone else as Marty McFly, and then they recasted him.
Yeah, but the only reason that they didn't have Michael J. Fox in the first place is because he was stuck on Family Ties. Like,
Yeah.
he couldn't get out of there, but he wanted to do the movie.
But
So-
even like Doc Brown, like
Yeah, you can't
replace Doc Brown.
You can't. So, like, it's like, just don't even try. Don't even fucking try. You know?
They'll try.
I know they will. That's the problem. But I just, it's perfect. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things you're like, why? It doesn't need another this or that. You know what I mean? Just leave it be. It's perfect the way it is. But it's
Well-
just a cash cow.
Yeah, how do you feel about like Disney's on that whole sort of shtick where they take all the old film or all the old TV shows that you loved as a kid,
Yeah.
that you watched on your Saturday, with your Saturday cartoons or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they revamp it like Boy Meets World turns into Girl Meets World. That's So Raven gets her own sequel.
How I Met
There-
Your Mother or Father.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? No.
See, they're trying to get on the nostalgia kick for the people, but the problem is that it was just good as a kid. Like, it's not the same. Like, there's something, there's no live audience really anymore.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
you can't. There was a magic at that time.
Yeah.
And and when you remake it, you lose that, and
Yeah.
it's just not the same.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel the same way. Like, I don't know. Like, I get what they're going for. It just isn't. It's hard to replace the magic, like you said. Like, I know Ashley likes How I Met Your Father because she loves How I Met Your Mother, but it's not even close to being as funny as How I Met Your Mother. Like, it's not even close, right? Like, the comedy's really bad. Like, it's just cringy.
How I Met Your Mother was just an updated version of Friends.
Yeah, but I find How I Met Your Mother cringy in lots of things. Like, I don't think it's super funny, but then there's parts where that's just hilarious. Like, to me.
Now, can we agree that Jayson Segel's character is just basically Stefan?
Yeah, that's why I laugh so hard, and that's why I'm like, that's definitely something he would do. So that's why I think that part's what makes it so funny to me, is that because I just picture it's him the whole time, and I do find Barney's got some funny lines. I don't like Ted Mosby whatsoever. I think he's so lame, but it's on purpose that they do that, right? Because he's just a freaking hopeless romantic. But yeah.
And the issue I had with that whole series was that the ending just made the entire series null and void.
Yeah.
He's going through this whole spiel about how he met his kid's mom, right?
Yeah.
How it's supposed to be happily ever after, and it turns out, your mom died, and I'm gonna go back to dating the first girl that
Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like,
oh wow, yeah, we always knew that you are in love with her.
what was the point of this all?
Yeah, fuck, man. No, again, I think that's why, there's something, to be said, I was really shocked watching Suits, how unique and different it is compared to a lot of fucking shit. It's more I'm the fucking man, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Instead of, blah, 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 about this case and this case and this case.
It was very cleverly written.
Yeah, those are, the shows you're oh, fuck, man, I can understand why so many people liked it, and I wish I would have followed it when it was big.
And that's another thing. It's sort of like the Guardians of the Galaxy. It kind of came out of nowhere. It was just hey, this new show called Suits. Watch it.
Yeah. No, it's my there's some characters in there that are so funny. There's one that you just love to hate. His name's Lewis, and he's just this asshole of a character, but he's also got the funniest lines. And you're this guy's fucking hilarious.
What's her face married the prince, right? In that.
Yeah. Meghan Markle. She's in that show. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think she left because I think they did 9 seasons.
Yeah.
She left after season 6, and I think that's because she was getting married to.
She was
Prince
becoming
Harry.
royalty.
Yeah.
And then
but they were all there at their wedding, hey, and all that stuff. And one of the main characters, he's Canadian, Mike, the guy who is not actually a lawyer. Nice. Yeah, he's Canadian, so I was that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. I think we're gonna call it there. Just do a short little one there.
Why not do a short one? Yeah.
Good, because I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, that's what's taunting in the back of my mind.
We want breakfast.
We're going to go get breakfast, go get brunch or whatever. So just a little short, little one here. So I want to thank everybody for coming, showing up, and we're gonna fingers crossed try to get back onto our regular schedule.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dad, for the money.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.